Now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
Here's a stat that won't surprise you. Maybe it will. Did you know that 90% of management problems are caused by miscommunication? Maybe that's you listen to this show. Effective communication. 90% Dale Carnegie document of management problems are caused by miscommunication. Do you realize what miscommunication and poor communication is costing you and your organization in this competitive world we live in right now? And if you're in business right now, if you are not communicating clearly with all of your internal as well as your external followers and customers and employees and associates and everything else you work with, if you are not effective in communicating with them, you are running your business into the ground and you are struggling. You're probably ripping out your hair, and that's probably why you're tuning in the show today. You're like saying, hey, come on, Phil, give me some advice here that I can use right now, right today, that's going to help me out because we have big challenges, we have big issues facing us right now. Well, I'll give you a big issue that's facing a lot of people right now, and a lot of people are struggling to process it and understand it. And this is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Have you heard of these things? They are very important as in everything that we deal with in human beings. And when we're effectively communicating about these things, we must need to understand that these are important things to talk about. You know, it used to be that people would avoid conversations about important topics because they weren't comfortable talking about them. Well, we need to hit these topics head on. And what we really need to realize when talking with people, as Dale Carnegie said, here's a quote from Dale Carnegie, said, when talking with people, don't begin by discussing the things on which you differ. Begin by emphasizing and keep on emphasizing the things on which you agree. Keep emphasizing, if possible, that you are both striving for the same end and that your only difference is one of method and not of purpose. What sage wisdom from Mr. Dale Carnegie in his research documenting that for all of us, right? If you think about diversity and equity and inclusion, and maybe when I say those words you're really comfortable with, you say, this is really cool, I'm really into it. And there's some people listening right now, oh my gosh, that makes me so uncomfortable to hear that. And when they bring up that topic, all I think of is negativity. And so you have people all over the spectrum when we bring up these topics of diversity, equity, inclusion. And you need to ask yourself, what is the outcome that we want? What is it truly that we want? And I think really what we find out, and Dale Carnegie boiled it down with human nature, is that every human being wants to be happy. What is happiness? Well, here's the other thing we found out. Dale Carnegie also found out that your happiness might not be the same as somebody else's happiness. And so it's not one size that fits all. But in reality, if we know that everybody's striving toward happiness, there are certain things that make us happy. Love, not hate, makes us happy. People being nice to us, not being mean to us, makes us happy. So there's a lot of things that we can agree on, even if we disagree, that they're the things that make us happy that we all can agree to. So whenever you're discussing diversity, equity, inclusion, you must understand that some people have different points of view on the subject matter. And, we talked about before, you never want to assume what other people are thinking about a topic. So what you want to do is you want to seek that understanding and emphasize, you know what, we're in this together. We're all in this together. And if somebody wants to approach diversity, equity, and inclusion as divisive, as if they want to separate people, if they want to segregate people, it's counterintuitive to the whole process of talking about this topic. This topic is about people having confidence in who they are. And here's another thing about diversity, equity, and inclusion that I talked to some leaders recently about. Said, we make the assumption that people have the confidence to have these conversations. Why do we do that? Because we have an agenda? Because somebody else has an agenda? I don't know. You tell me. The thing I do know about people, though, is that every different person has a different level of confidence in a different situation. And in order to have any critical conversation, especially about topics like diversity, equity, and inclusion, is that a person must feel confident enough that they're going to be heard. We talk about psychological safety in an environment, creating an environment where people can be heard. Well, even if we create that environment, does the person have the confidence to speak up? Do they have the confidence to voice their opinion? We can create that opportunity, and we can do our best at it. And have we helped this person build their confidence in order to share their thoughts? This is oftenly missed in diversity, equity, and inclusion. We forget confidence. We forget an individual's confidence. We make an assumption. We have a better idea and everybody should be part of it. So we need to step back for a moment and ask ourselves, does everybody have confidence to talk about these things and find mutual points of agreement? because if the confidence isn't there, we're never going to have agreement. But we got to start somewhere, and we need to start with building people's confidence, creating that psychological safe environment so people feel confident around us. Why? Because of our confidence. Hey, it all ties together. So if you want to build a person's confidence, you want to help them build their confidence, there's lots of ways. My recommendation would be take a Dale Carnegie course. The best way to do it in the history of the United States of America, if not the world. It's proven. It's a proven way to do it. So with that, build people's confidence. You'll be confident. You'll be able to have these critical conversations that help us all to be better. Now go make it happen.